Yo, people, what's going on? Back again with another episode. Unpopular opinions. What you saying, my bro? You can't hear
I'm
me.
good, man. I'm good.
Yeah,
Free light. Yeah, I can hear you. You can't hear me.
Yeah, I can.
Still free lines on the shirt. Yeah.
Nah, not my shirt, blood. This is Jaden Sancho, blood. I don't know about all the other stuff, mate. Don't know about all the other stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? What you telling me?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, big up everyone inside. I think there's a little bit of feedback, you know. I'm not or lag. I'm not sure.
It must be your side. It's your side, bro.
End or my end, but
it's definitely
anyway.
your end still, bro. I think you're hearing me late.
Yeah. It might be.
Yeah.
I'll try. And
jump out and jump back in, innit?
Yeah.
All right, my bro. Yeah, man. Big up everyone inside. I think he's slightly behind, innit? The Wi-Fi is looking all pixelated as well. Do you know what I'm saying? But we're back again. Big up everyone. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since me and Akeem have done a show. I think we didn't do one last week. So, do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot for us to kind of catch up on. Obviously, you man saw the preseason. Pirlo turned up again last night, like he usually does. Do you know what I mean? And then he'll go back to being a scrub. Like, this is just what happens, isn't it? We know what to expect from Andreas in preseason. That's why man called him the preseason Pirlo in the first place. I remember he whipped that free kick in the top corner, yeah? I can't remember. I think that was under Jose, and then man called him the preseason Pirlo after that, yeah? And he's just been done at it. Not going to lie. So this is what he does. Yo, my guy. Yo, can you still lagging?
Yeah. I'm good. No, I'm good. You can hear me, yeah?
Yeah, calm. Yeah, I can hear you fine, bro. I can hear you fine, bro. Man, was just talking about Andreas's goal yesterday. It was a absolute mad thing. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw the highlights. I saw the goal. To be honest, there's been a few decent goals United have scored in this preseason, but obviously it's the preseason, isn't it? So I'm not sure why there's so much gas about it. But what did you think?
Man, it was a great goal, but the thing is, yeah, I've already said it about Andreas Pereira a million times, innit? And that's why man calls him the preseason Pirlo, because when there's no pressure on him, yeah, he's got qualities, innit? He's the shittest, not shit player I've ever seen in my life. That's it.
Yeah.
He's one of them ones, bro. He's got talent, bro. Like, he can pass a ball, he's got technique, he can strike a ball. You know what I mean? He can bend the ball. He's got all the attributes to be a decent player, but he's crap. I just don't even understand how you could be so talented, yeah, but so shit at the same time. And that's what it tells you, yeah. Football's played up here, innit? Football's played up here. And because he's got nothing upstairs, it doesn't matter how technically good he is, he's still crap.
But then again, you know what? A lot of, it could just be that, but it could also be what's his work ethic like in terms of consistency, because a lot of it could be football brain. It could just be that he's not intelligent on and off the ball, understanding the game. It could be the fact that he doesn't have the work ethic like other people do to play consistently for 50 games a season, because that's what you need. You need to be able to turn it on Wednesday, Saturday. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm wary of with AP. I don't think he has the mentality to play week in, week out at the top level. Even if you got the ability, that's not what it's about. Do you know what I mean? A lot of ballers have ability. Do you know what I mean? Ability is not something that is scarce in this game. What's scarce is consistency. That's what it is. That's what most people don't have.
Yeah. But it's a weird one, because I genuinely believe, like, if you gave him to like a Bielsa or something, I reckon you could get something out of him. Like, I genuinely think you could get something out of him, because I think that he has quality. Do you know what I mean? He has feet. He's got a range of passing. He can strike a ball. Like, he actually has something about him, innit? This is what's funny. Like, the strike was brilliant, and you don't score goals like that if you don't have that in your locker. Do you know what I'm saying? Like he has it in his locker, bro. Like he's actually a decent footballer on a technical level. And I've said this before. And people have said, oh yeah, you said Andreas Pereira's good or whatever, and he's shit. I never said that. I said he's got qualities, innit? He's got qualities.
Is he good enough for Man United?
No, of course not.
Is he good enough?
No, but he could play in the Premier League somewhere else. Legit, he's a Premier League player, bro. He's not a Man United player, but I can say that about a lot of players at the club. But he's definitely a Premier League player. Like, he's got the qualities, the technical qualities to play in this league, bro. Like, he's technically better than McTominay, bro. He's technically better than him. So,
but he probably hasn't got the work ethic of McTominay, though.
Bruv, he just don't have the physicality of McTominay, yeah, and he doesn't have the football brain to make up for the lack of physicality. That's why he needs a manager like Bielsa that will literally drill him into just doing what he wants him to do. Because if you leave him to his own devices, he'll go missing, innit? But he's not as shit as he's not as shit.
Hold on, I'm switching to my phone internet. For some reason my Wi-Fi is acting up.
All right, bro.
I don't know why it's going on like that. Hold on.
Yeah, that's fine.
I should still be connected still.
All right, come. But yeah, man, it's just like with Pereira, guys, it's literally a case of with Pereira, it's literally a case of I think that he does have talent, but I just think that he needs someone to tap into his hard drive. Do you know what I'm saying? Into his brain, because he doesn't have it. Yeah, that's better.
It's better, yeah.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I think that he needs someone like a Bielsa, someone that's gonna drill him, tell him where to be, what to do on the ball, what to do off the ball, because he just don't have it upstairs, bruv. And that's why I say, guys, I always rate, I rate intelligent footballers, innit? Like that's how I rate them. I rate intelligent footballers. And you see the intelligent footballers, when they don't have time, when they don't have space. This is where you separate the real footballers from the frauds, innit? Like when they don't have time and space. And that is why I enjoy the five-a-side games. I enjoy the futsal games. You see the rondos and stuff like that. This is where you separate the men from the boys when it comes to football, bro. And that's why I rate Paul Scholes so highly.
So even talking about AP then, even talking about him and even what you're saying about separating, how would you say as a manager or as Solskjaer, how would he separate? Because there's going to be every summer there's 5 or 6 ballers who show up in the preseason, and more often than not, they either don't show up in the competitive games properly, or they get let out on loan. Which players, based on what you're seeing, like AP being the starting person who we can talk about, who even, like, how do you even analyze that? If you have a great preseason, what makes them stay on? Do you know what I mean? What makes AP? What makes him get an opportunity at Man United? What does he have to do?
I don't think he's had a great preseason. He just scored a great goal. He was playing in a double pivot with Nemanja Matic, and he wasn't looking great, to be honest, but then he scored a banger. So now everyone's going to put it down to, he's had a good game. But, bruv, the game of football is 90 minutes long. It's not played in, like, a little 10-second spell. Do you know what I mean? That you struck the ball really well, went off the crossbar, and it looked fucking brilliant. Like, what did you do for the rest of the game, innit? Like, he's not good enough. And the thing is, if Ollie's saying that he's going to play a 4-3-3 this season, which I heavily doubt, then why wasn't he playing 4-3-3s in pre-season? Like, none of it don't make sense.
That's one of the things that I never get. If you're gonna do preseason, if you're gonna try and change formation, this is the time, innit? Play different formations. Look, you can get slapped up by QPR or Hibernian if you're Arsenal, and you'll get away with it because it's the preseason. So this is the time now. If you're gonna change from this double pivot, if you're gonna change from any of the formations that you've been trying to do over the last 2 years, now's the time. Do you know what I mean? Well, the one thing you shouldn't be doing is trying one formation now in the preseason, then switching it at the start of the season. What bare managers are going to do, that's what's going to happen. First 3-5 games, the teams are going to switch, chop and change. They're not going to know their strongest 11, and they're definitely not going to know their strongest formation in it. And that's what's going to happen. you know. But I think with players like Pereira, I think he's hoping the same thing will happen to him like it happened to Jesse a little bit, where Jesse got shelled out on loan and had a great preseason one year, I think about 5 years ago or 4 years ago. And that's what got him to stay at Man United, because he was going to go back out. I remember he was almost definitely going to go back on loan, back out on loan. And I think we must have had an American tour, US tour, and he cut it up or so, and that's what made him stay. And then he had a good 2 years at Man United, playing pretty much every week. So I think Pereira is looking to do the same thing, but I don't want him to stay at the club personally. I don't think he's good enough.
He's not. And then I don't know why I feel like either they were discussing a new contract or he actually got one. I think he might have got one like recently. Like, bro, how did he do on loan? Actually, I didn't even.
He
was rubbish. He was rubbish, mate. Let's see. I don't even know how many games he started for them.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. If you get taken out on loan and you're still not starting for the club that took you on loan, that's alarm bells. That's alarm bells, man. Come on, that's alarm bells.
I've done out here, bro. So for me, like even when he was in Spain, he done a bit better in Spain when he was on loan out there. But even then, he wasn't pulling up trees, because if he was, they would have signed him on a permanent basis, because players don't go out on loan, shell it, and then come back and go out on loan again to a different club, you know, like that. So obviously they weren't even happy enough with him to put their hands in their pocket. So I don't really get it, bro. You know what I mean? I don't really get it. And that's the thing with Man United right now. It's like nothing's really making sense to me right now. Like even with Louis van Gaal, when he came in, we played free at the back in the academy. We played free at the back in pre-season. No matter the personnel, we played free at the back because that's what he was teaching them in training. Ollie's gone into pre-season playing 4-2-3-1. He come out in the press conference after the game and said he doesn't have a clue about the players' fitness and he has to wait till Monday when they come in. So what the fuck are you going to do in the first game of the season in 2 weeks? You're not going to play a 4-3-3 then, because you haven't practiced it. You're probably going to have to play a few of these players that are playing right now, and they haven't played in a 4-3-3. So that means you're playing a double pivot all season, mate. That's what it means.
Yeah. That's what it means. So, You're right. And this is a season, but this, for real. Listen, but that's the reason why there's also teams like who does know what they're doing. They've been clear with what they're doing in the preseason. Their team has been cutting it up every week. Even the players, like there's been players that have scored 5-6 goals in preseason, and at the start of the season, they're trash. Do you know what I mean? So this is also a period when Ollie's got to get the right players with the right mindset to carry 50 games in a season in the Champions League, in a title race, which United should be in for the season. Like, and that's what you need to look at, not just ability, because ability is not the problem here. Do you know what I mean? The ability has never been a problem with this squad. The quality is there. The mentality has been the problem. The problem is, have we got the mentality to see 50 to 55 games in the season and win at least one major trophy, if not two? So that's what he has to work out.
We have to be in a shout. We have to be in a shout for everything.
Yeah, 100%.
We have to be we have to be in a shout for everything. Do you know what I'm saying? We have to be in a shout.
It has to be with the players that we've signed. Like, come on, man. Come on. It's got to be. It's got to be. But you know what? That's what I was even going to ask you. Like, if you're looking at now, we're only 2 weeks. What, 2 weeks from the start? Is it 2 weeks? Something around 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. I'm not even sure who's looking the strong. I'm not even sure who
the teams that are looking the strongest will be the teams that have made the least changes and have the best managers. So it's still Chelsea and City.
But then again, Liverpool ain't made them a lot of changes, have they? And they don't look
Liverpool ain't made no changes as well. They're up there, bro. Liverpool are up there. Man, so United have improved, I think the top four stays exactly the same as last year. Exactly the same, my bro. Do you know what I mean? I'm not in that order, maybe, but it definitely stays the same. The personnel don't change. Man United are in there. Man City are in there. Liverpool are in there, man. Did I say? And Chelsea are in there, bro. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. The order
I can't see any
probably changes, but the 4 teams don't change, bro. Those are the best 4 teams in the country. I don't think anyone could argue that. I don't think anyone could argue that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can argue that. There's not any other team really that's close.
Nah, no way, bro.
I'm thinking even who even finished 5th and 6th. Yeah, so look,
bro,
the teams that normally play catch up. The teams that normally play catch up to these 4 obviously are teams like Spurs and Arsenal, and they're washed. So they're not going to be making no trees. They're not going to be cutting up no trees. But that being said, it is the tournament year. So in the tournament year, which we've just had, obviously there's a lot of big players from those 4 clubs that are going to be coming back half injured or still not back to full fitness. Whereas there are some teams that have squads where 90% of the players didn't play in the Euros, or the players who did play hardly played. Do you know what I mean? So teams like Everton and Tottenham, they should be more fit. They should actually fly out the blocks a lot better than a lot of the big teams, to be honest with you. They should have been together for longer as well.
But this is why, like, it's very hard to tell who's going to do what, bro. Like, it's very, very hard to tell who's going to do what, because honestly, that's why, and that's also why I say sometimes the least amount of movement could be the most beneficial, bro. Because at least a man can come back and just go on autopilot. If you're Man United and you've got new players, and then you've got a manager trying to implement a new formation, supposedly, that might hinder you, bro. Rather than you just a Man City, everyone already knows what they need to do because we done it last year and we go again. Sometimes that could be more beneficial. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. And Liverpool tried that exact same thing last year. Obviously, it went wrong because they started to get major injuries. But that's the plan, isn't it? If you have something that's successful, you just continue doing it. And this is the problem with Man United at the moment. It's not really clear. Like, some people don't really, we're all in confusion. Like, we're not, Arsenal's situation is clear. Man City's situation is clear. I use them two as an example because Man City won the Premier League and got to the final Champions League. They won the League Cup. So they had a great season, or very, very good season. So theirs is very simple. Do it again, go one bit extra, maybe add 1 or 2 players in, go one bit extra, win the Champions League. Arsenal's complete opposite. They know they had a trash season. Couldn't have been worse. They know they got to improve X, Y, Z. With Man United, people that are confused. Was it a good season? Was it not? Was second good? Was it not? So now it's confusing, and even you can tell in the camp, Ollie, and if you hear some interviews or with the players as well, some of them say it was a good season last year. Some say, oh yeah, we didn't do good enough. It's like it's all confusing. So now when it comes to this season, what is your expectations? How do you need to make a lot of changes? Do you know what I mean? Where some people will think, don't make any changes. We finished second. But do you know what I mean? It wasn't a good second. It wasn't a title race to the wire second in 2012 second. That was a different type of second. This is a second that, to be honest, if there was 5 more games in that season, do you know what I mean? Anything could have happened. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what we got to see it as. And that's the expectations and not confusing a good and bad season is so important, because that's what's going to confuse players. And when it comes to mentality, it's going to be all over the shop. And that's what I'm worried about. Yeah.
And that's what I mean. So, bruv, like, legit, it's not very clear cut, Akeem, bro. Like, this new season. It's not clear cut, innit? So that's why I'm not really sure who's going to do what, because I don't know what the parameters are. Do you know what I mean? Because just like my man said here, yeah, Chelsea could struggle if they don't get a striker. But no, they didn't fucking struggle without one. They still won the Champions League and finished respectably in the league, bro. They didn't struggle. And also
when changing manager as well, and they changed manager. And
they changed managers and they still went on a run. I think they had the best defensive record since Tuchel came out. I think they scored the most goals and conceded the least amount since he came in, I think. So all this talk of Chelsea struggling without a striker. They didn't really struggle, mate. I'm gonna be real. They didn't. I think it was blown out of proportion, and also there'll be 6 months more settled into a specific system, a way of playing. The false nine Havertz thing that they had to adapt to, all these other things, they'll be better off for it. They'll be going into the new season already knowing what their manager wants them to do, how to do it, and they'll be even harder to beat, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't, even if they don't get a striker, which they will anyway, because they're gonna get Haaland, but it's one of them ones where even if they didn't get him, bruv, I still expect Chelsea to be challenging for the title. They'll be there or thereabouts. I think the team that finishes above Chelsea will win the league this season.
Your sound is gone. Your sound's gone. I don't know if it's just me.
It must be you, bro.
Is it me?
No, I'm saying. Yeah, it must be. It has to be, I think. Because I think I'm all right.
If it's you. Is it me?
I can hear you. I can hear you fine. Can you guys hear me? It's you, Akeem. But yeah, I think the team that finishes above Chelsea will win the league for me. Yeah, it's you. 1 second. Check your output and that, because that's weird. Or jump in and out again. Yeah. But yeah, the team for me, the team that finished above Chelsea still win the league, innit? I think that too much has been made of Chelsea. They missed loads of chances. They lack that clinical edge. But the reason why, people realize that Chelsea were missing loads of chances with Werner is because they were so reliant kind of on this counter-attacking game that people were kind of counting every chance that they had. But Chelsea was still scoring goals, bro. They were still scoring goals, man. And they were still creating chances. And the thing is with Chelsea, like, I'll be more worried if a team wasn't creating chances. Chelsea were creating chances. Like, I don't believe Werner can have a worse season next season than he did this season, innit? You could just put it down to saying, you know what, even though I think he's a wasteful finisher, I can put Werner ting down to, first season, low confidence, still settling. Second season, I don't expect him to miss as many chances as he did last season, just because he's a professional footballer, innit? Like, you would think that he would improve. Even Sterling now, his finishing's hit and miss, but it's improved. It was worse before, you know, like that. So I don't expect Werner to score like 7 goals in the league or something like that, like he did this year, or maybe 6 or something weird. I expect him to get double figures in the Premier League next season, even if it's 10.
The reality is, though, is that Werner's never going to have the burden of scoring goals like a Harry Kane or like any centre forward fully. Like, he obviously is what he does off the ball, all banter aside, as much as like his record is trash, but is what he does off the ball, and it's the way he links up with the other midfielders and forwards, which is the reason why he's an asset. Do you know what I mean? He's not. I don't know if Werner's ever. Do you know what? I thought Werner would do better than he did, to be honest with you. And Werner,
so did everyone, mate.
Trust me, and I think like he was just a surprise that. And look, someone just brought up Pulisic, which is funny because he was the complete opposite. I remember when Pulisic came in after Hazard left, people, even Chelsea fans, I don't want to hear Chelsea fans say anything different. Chelsea fans were saying that, why is this Hazard's replacement? Like, basically laughing at the joke. Do you know what I mean? And he has been probably one of the biggest surprises in most people's book in how well he's done in the last
footballer. It's just his injuries.
It's just his injuries, but how good he is. Like, he's been so impressive. Do you know what I mean? He's overstated his ability he's understated his ability and shown how well he's been over the last couple of years. But like I said, with Werner, who knows? He might score 10 goals next season, maybe 15. But I don't think anyone.
If he could get between 10 and 15 next season, that would be brilliant for him, innit? You know what I mean? I think it'll be closer to 10.
It's only brilliant if Chelsea have someone else who's scoring 20 plus.
Yeah, and I'm sure they will, bro. Do you know what I mean? But it's one of them ones where there's nothing wrong with teams sharing their goals out. Do you know what I mean? I think gone are the days where you've got one player that scores all the goals. Like, it's not really that no more. You know what I'm saying? It's not really that no more. Like the Harry Kanes and the Lewandowskis, them guys are a dying breed of attacking player.
Yeah, and when it gets like that as well, it's like it puts so much pressure on the player that, like, Harry Kane now is just like, imagine, like, you're about to play Tottenham, which he's still somehow a Tottenham player. So you're about to play Tottenham, and it's like, you know, the amount of space he must, like, the amount of space other players around him must get in that Tottenham team, because Kane
he attracts, he attracts so many players because of his name. His reputation precedes him, innit?
It's ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? And that sort of tactic, unfortunately, it comes at a burden sometimes to the team, because the team that, yeah, Harry Kane will still put up 30 plus a season, but the rest of the team sometimes suffers because of you're trying to play through him so much. You're trying to play to him so much, but you're limiting the ability of the other players around you. Tottenham have ballers.
Bro, but I said the same thing about Bruno at Man United. The fact that we play through him, it actually stifles everyone else. Like, when you've got a midfielder, that's a shoot first midfielder, your strikers score less goals. And it was actually no surprise that when Pogba came back in the team, and was playing on the left, that Cavani started scoring goals, like, out of nowhere. Like, it wasn't a surprise, bro. Because you've got shoot first players like Rashford and Bruno. As soon as you get a pass first player like Pogba playing out wide, straight away he starts creating goals. If Sancho starts the season on the left-hand side, he'll create a lot of chances for Cavani to score. So it's one of them ones where the balance of a team very much matters, and people always overlook that all the time. So I completely understand where you're coming from with that situation. And Harry Kane's not even a selfish player, but just the fact that he's not mobile and he drops so deep. So because he drops so deep and he's not quick, it kind of, you know what I mean? He does suck players in, but at the same time, it does kind of take away from everyone else a little bit. I get it. I do get it, bruv. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what was happening for England as well.
100%. Like, come on, like that. And that's the unfortunate thing. Sometimes when you got a player who's so good and he's a centre forward and he doesn't have pace, sometimes that's what you're going to be limited to. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you have to be, unfortunately for players like him or players like Haaland, they're so good that they only usually need one chance at the game or two, and they'll put one of them away. Do you know what I mean? But in a lot of teams, when you got a centre forward like that, they usually get nullified. Do you know what I mean? They don't usually have the opportunity to score 30 plus goals a season. And if they do, the rest of the players sometimes are not even showing their true colors. But yeah, man, like, I think with regards to talking about some of these players, and in fact, going back to Chelsea quickly, I wanted to even see what your opinion of, they got a lot of fringe players at the moment, you know, like Hudson-Odoi and Loftus-Cheek, like, it's a tough one.
Two players that are talented as well, but they're not currently playing at the level to deserve to be in that Chelsea team at the moment. It's a weird one, but with Hudson-Odoi, I think people have invested so much emotionally into him that they don't want to let go of him, until he becomes something, because Chelsea fans were so certain he was going to be that guy, and he hasn't turned out to be. It's a weird one.
I think sometimes, though, it's got times like not getting into that England squad, not even making England, obviously, certain injuries and that, but generally speaking, looking at 26, 27 names, or I can't remember, what was the original provisional list? Was it 28 names? Looking at 28 names.
I think it's closer to 30, I think.
Yeah, or maybe looking at 30 names down a list and you not even being in the list, sometimes that's a wake-up call. And I think Hudson-Odoi's got to look like, you know what? If I did go out on loan, okay, I know Loftus-Cheek did, and that didn't work out anyway. That still didn't get.
Yeah, but I think that was down to injuries, though. The Loftus-Cheek thing.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fulham fans say he was trash for them as well. That's what's mad,
bro. Listen, Ruben's a baller, isn't it? He's a baller. This is one of them ones. He's actually a baller, bro. You know what it is with him, the way he plays and the way he's built, it doesn't make sense. I think it's similar to Pogba in the sense that they see the size of him and they just want him to be some big brute that runs around and imposes himself. But actually, he's just a tidy footballer. You know what I mean? And They're not used to that. They're seeing a big guy. I think Ruben must be at least 6'3" as well. Big, like physically imposing player, and they want him to run through players and play like fucking Yaya Toure, bro. And he doesn't play like that. He wants to get onto the ball, nice little neat touches, and do like tidy things. And it's just like the passion merchants can't get down with that shit. And I hear it. But he's actually a tidy footballer, bro. He's just very unlucky with injuries. But I think that a lot of the criticism he gets, I don't think is fair, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Tidy footballers like that, though, they're players that are you're only gonna really, or fans, the average fan or even the average coach is only gonna see the value of those sort of players when they play week in, week out, or much more. For him to only play 5 games a season and stuff is not going to be enough for him to show his value. Do you know what I mean? So he needs to go. And now I understand why he went on loan to Fulham. Obviously, it didn't work out. I think if Fulham stayed up, it might have been different. But obviously, like I said, Fulham fans weren't impressed with him coming in what at the beginning he was cutting it up, but then after that, apparently he just wasn't consistent. But Hudson-Odoi as well, Tammy Abraham, Ross Barkley, Chelsea have a lot of those players that's like, if they're not careful, they will sit on the bench and only play 5 games next season because they've got a lot of players that can just, do you know what I mean? They've got a great squad. They've got an underrated squad. Like at fully fit, they probably got the best squad in the league alongside City, maybe even the best squad overall. I wouldn't be surprised. So, but Chelsea, that's why I think personally, if I was Tammy or I was Hudson-Odoi or Ruben, maybe look to go on loan again, man. Like Watford or something. I know it's not ideal.
But Hudson-Odoi is only 20, bro. He can still go out on loan.
Bro, yeah, exactly. He's 20. And that's what I'm saying. I know people are saying it in a different way, like he's only 20, give him time. But bro, you don't have a lot of time in football anymore like that. Like 20 years old, okay. By now, he's looking at his peers. So he's probably thinking, okay, at 20 years old, look at what my other peers who are at my level, or if not, I was better than 2 years ago, 3 years ago. What are they doing now at 20 years old? You see what I mean? So, and he also hasn't shown his end product beyond his pay, obviously what is going to decline later in his career. He basically needs to kind of have a run of 10, 15, 20 games, whether it's in a Chelsea shirt or another club, where he can prove his worth and his value. Do you know what I mean? Because at the moment, I feel people are just excited about his potential. But like you said, he's 20. But in another way, he's 20. He's been around for what? Most people have known of him for now 3 years now. 2 years
longer than that. I knew of Callum when he was probably like 15, bro. He was a big deal. Big deal, bro.
Exactly. And like I said, like he's definitely more reason because he's not someone who's just suddenly come to the light recently. He's someone who's been in and around.
He was like a child prodigy, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just like Reece Nelson, all them men at Arsenal, blood. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And then you just think like he's looking and thinking, Rob, look at, if he was to look at 10 of these players, the best 10 under 21s for England at the moment, if you ask some other people, bro, they wouldn't even mention Callum now at the moment. And that's probably something that he's got to think about. And think, you know what, this is my time. Let me go to another club for at least.
Yeah, to be fair, when man are talking about Foden and Jaden and them, man, they ain't talking about Hudson-Odoi. It's true, bro. Like he's not even in the conversation anymore, and he should have been in it. So it's one of them ones where, like them man said, like again, Saka as well, Saka, Foden, them, they're all the same age, bruv, and they're all better than him in it in terms of what they've shown. Like there's no doubt that he's got loads of talent, but in terms of what he's shown, it's not enough to be in the conversation with these guys. So I think a loan move would be very good for him.
And sometimes, obviously, like I don't know exactly how it's working there, innit? But sometimes I'm sure this is a perfect time to go into go talk. You got to basically somehow feel the vibe. Like, does it look like the manager even likes me as a player? Do I look like a player who's going to fit in with his setup for the next couple of years? Regardless of how, take love away from Chelsea, how much you care about the club and how much your mates are playing there, how much can I see myself building a career here? Because look at Tammy. Like Tammy, I feel it's been unfair for him because when he had his run of games in the two opportunities he's had in the last.
He was scoring, innit? Whether you like it or not, he was scoring goals.
He's been scoring for fun. I remember even the year before the last, when I remember talking at a barber shop, how they were laughing at the fact he was mashing up Rashford for goals. Week in, week out.
Yeah. I remember.
Bro, and I was thinking, each time he's been given an opportunity, he's done the job. Even in the Champions League for Chelsea, I think at the start of the season last year, I think he was cutting it up. He deserves an opportunity, but he's probably still sitting there like, why am I not even in the lookout? Why have I not made more tracks than I have now in it? And I hope Greenwood doesn't get like that for Man United. Do you know what I'm saying? Because at the moment, he's also in the category of like, am I wasting my time?
I don't think he's kicked on since you know, when football came back after the first lockdown and he got given his chance and he was bagging goals.
Yeah.
The season before last, Martial was our top scorer. Martial and Greenwood after the break were flipping unbelievable. Dan James started, and then after the break, Greenwood took over. Since then, Greenwood hasn't kicked on. Like yesterday and the game before, I've watched him in pre-season. He looks like the same player. I'm not gonna lie. He doesn't look any better. He doesn't look like he's improved. It looks like Ollie still doesn't trust him to play down the middle. From what I saw, Elanga was playing more centrally, and Greenwood wasn't playing.
Was he getting a lot of shots in, like Greenwood,
kind of? But Greenwood is the same step over, shoot, like, bruv, you know what he's gonna do in it. Like, it's just one of them ones where I think his game hasn't improved since he's come through. I'm not gonna lie, and he's gonna run a risk that if he doesn't have a good season this season, like he's on fraud watch, blood. Not in terms of like, bruv, honestly, bruv, not in terms of talent, because I genuinely think he's one of the most talented players in the Man United team, but in terms of his output and his application and his development.
You know what? As much as you're saying like, he does a step over and shoot, bro, he's got one of the most accurate shots I've seen in a young player.
Yes, but it doesn't mean anything, if the shot's getting blocked because man's read your step over now, because that's what you do every time. You know, like that. And bro, like, listen, I love Mason, bruv. I love him. You know them ones. Mason Greenwood currently is the only Man United player who I still have a background of on my computer, bro. Like, literally, like, it's one of them ones where Mason's my guy, innit? If anyone wants Mason to do well, it's me, bro. Like, man patterned the gun with FC thing when he was in the reserves, bro. I've been screaming for him. But since he's come through, I don't see an improvement. I don't see a better player. I don't. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that it was too early to give him the number 11 shirt. I feel like he hasn't earned it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like he said, Greenwood finished the season pretty well. Yeah, but that's the problem with football fans. Football fans, just think about moments, innit, and spells. Like, football across the course of the season isn't played like that. Man can't just go on a run of like 6 good games and then all of a sudden, but he finished the season. Or he hasn't played in the Euros. And then we've played pre-season. How many goals has he got in pre-season? Like, guys, how many goals has he got in pre-season? Like, because obviously I like to flip in me. I'm someone, I try and be level-headed in it. I love Mason. But I have to judge him the way I judge everyone else, bro. He's not scored a single goal in pre-season. None. Do you know what I'm saying? So as much as I love Mason Greenwood, I'm not going to sit here and do the bias thing, even though he's one of my favorite players. I'm not going to do it because the expectations I have for him are up here, bro. Up here. Like, Mason Greenwood's not a normal footballer, bro. I've never seen anything like it. In terms of pure finishing, I've never seen nothing like it. Probably since Michael Owen, young Michael Owen, I ain't seen a finisher like Mason, bro. I haven't seen it. So I expect this guy to be great. I don't expect him to be good, innit? If Mason Greenwood has a good career, I'll be disappointed. Because he's meant to be a great player, bro. He's the number 11 at Manchester United as a teenager, bro. Like, you're meant to be great. You're meant to be great, bro. Do you understand what I'm saying? And right now, he's not great. And right now, he's not even looking like he's going to be great. And it does worry me.
But then, I guess, is it a thing where when the player is young, how much does it come down to? We know the potential's there. Does it come down to the coaching, or do you never know? Is it a mix? Is it a mix? Is it the fact that he's not being coached well? Because listen, sometimes, when players go on loan, what is good about it is it kind of answers most of the questions in people's heads. Do they have a good mentality? Can they bounce back? Are they adaptable with a new coach, new setup, blah, blah, blah? Except, you remember, that's why at the start of this conversation, when we're talking about AP, the first thing I asked you, how did he do on loan? Because I'm worried about all these things, just like you. If a player goes out on loan and then they don't kill it, and remember, let's not get it twisted. When they're out on loan, the coaches are talking to each other. Oh yeah, how's Pereira doing? Oh, not really that good. Blah blah blah. They talk every week. Do you know what I'm saying? So what I'm basically getting to is with Greenwood. Sometimes this is why loans, especially young players, are good, because beyond them just getting experience, a lot of the time you answer a lot of questions. Like, is it the coaching that we're getting at Man United, and does he kill it?
It's 100% the coaching, and it's also the style of play, bro. Because man said, how long can he play on the wing? If he's playing on the wing for Liverpool, he'll score goals. Because Salah scores bare goals on that left-hand side, bro. And Salah's not a better finisher than Mason Greenwood. He's not. Yeah. If Greenwood had the same amount of chances as Salah in the season in the same positions, I'll put my life on it that Greenwood scores more than him. He's one of the best shooters of the ball in the Premier League, bro. In the Premier League. Like, not just in Man United, in the Premier League, bro. Mason's that good. But the guy finished the season before last outperforming his expected goals by 3 times because he was creating chances from not even half a chance. He's an exceptional talent, bro. And that's why I'm saying, why is this guy not looking like one, bro?
But the issue is he's not. The issue is we're in an era now where the player, regardless of where you play on the field, you have to do more for the team than just be good at 1 or 2 things, innit? And ultimately,
at the top level, you're right, Akeem.
Yeah. And if you were to compare it to even players that are not as good as him, like Rashford or even Daniel James, they'll look at it like the Man United coaches will look at it like, well, Daniel James and Rashford gives more to the team. So even if they're not...
Listen, 100%, Akeem, you hit the nail on the head. When Sir Alex Ferguson signed Andy Cole, he said, cool, you scored 36 goals at Newcastle, no one cares. This is Man United. You got to do more than just score goals here, mate. That's what he said to him. He said that to fucking Andy Cole, bro. Do you know what I mean? This is Man United. You got to do more than just score goals. You know what I mean? If you're not scoring goals, what are you giving to the team?
Yeah.
What are you giving to the team if you're not scoring? Yeah. That's what I would ask. That's what I'd ask him. Like, I do blame Ollie for the amount of chances he doesn't get. But I'm saying, when you're not scoring, bro, how's your link play? How's your movement off the ball? How's all these other things? And for me, I don't see it, bro. The link play hasn't improved. The movement off the ball hasn't improved for me. Do you know what I mean? And that is down to the coaching as well. It was a lot down to the coaching, but I'm saying as a young player, like, how much football are you watching? How much are you trying to improve your game? Like, after training in your own time?
That's what I'm saying. They're all different. It's coaching with young players is so important, but especially in some type of players where, you know, players like Greenwood, same Foden on the flip side, bro. If Foden didn't have Pep as manager, if he played for a random club, maybe people wouldn't have been seeing the success that they've seen over the last 18 months with him. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those ones. You don't know where Greenwood would be with a better coach. And that's not even just cutting Ollie. It's more saying there's certain managers that have certain strengths with coaching, full stop. And Greenwood probably needs a coach who is used to nurturing a player who maybe doesn't have the confidence. Because Greenwood looks like someone who doesn't necessarily have confidence in himself. You know what I mean? He doesn't look like he has confidence of a Sancho, that Sancho just naturally would have more confidence in him. I don't think so, based on what I've seen of Greenwood. So
I hear that. But you know what it is with confidence, though? Because the confidence thing, could just be a perception. Because there's a lot of players that look confident, but they're not confident in it. And then you get a lot of players that look like they're not confident, but they slyly are confident in it. The thing is with Mason Greenwood, I don't think that he lacks confidence. I just think that he's so used to the one thing he's always done, always working, and now it don't. You know that one. That's what I think it is. And I'm not blaming him for it. But, bro, he's an exceptional talent. And you know, when you're playing against your peers, when you're so good, yeah, you don't have to think about improvement because you're just better than everyone. But then when you step up to men's football now you have to decide, all right, cool. The extra pace that I used to have now, I don't have it because these men are quicker than me. These men are stronger than me. These men are more experienced than me. So now I need to dip into my bag of tricks and try and find something else, or I need to add to my game. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think he's added to it since he's come into the men's game. I don't think that it's a lack of confidence. I think that he needs to adapt his game now. I think he needs to get a bit more aggressive physically and just hold his own a bit more. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that he needs to be a bit more aggressive in terms of direct as well when he picks up the ball. I think there's things he can improve on, because it's one thing saying, like, for instance, he's not a winger. Cool, he's not a winger. But, bruv, now you're playing there and the manager's going to tell you you're going to play there. Adapt your game, bruv. You can't just be like, oh, no. You can't just be like, oh, I'm not a winger. Well, bruv, start thinking like a fucking wide man now, because that's where you're going to be playing. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. There's no point playing out there and then complaining.
But you know what? He's probably going to end up playing in the middle now and again, because I can't see Cavani playing week in, week out. Do you know what I mean? So, end of the day,
Martial's still ahead of him in the pecking order.
Yeah, well, I was going to bring up Martial, because obviously if you talk to a lot of Man United fans, they want him out. They want him out.
But a lot of Man United fans don't know what they want Akeem, bro.
They don't. You're right. So Martial, I was literally about to bring him up in it. Like, he's also a player that many people would think has one more season to prove himself.
Bruv, he's probably going to be our top scorer this season, bruv. I've seen this bro shaved his hair off, and you see when man shave off their hair? It's a mad thing. I can't even lie. You see when man shave off their hair, that means zero fucks. That's what it means. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't shave off my hair clean.
Why are you confident about Martial, though? Why him? Why have you got the confidence in him?
Because the kid he's ridiculous, bruv. He's just so good. The thing is with Martial, yeah, like he didn't have a great season. He didn't have a great season, but Martial now has Jadon Sancho, another player that will play close to him and try and link with him, that will bring the best out of him. Hopefully we keep Jesse. If we keep Jesse, that's another player that can link with him. Do you know what I'm saying? Brother, and I just think that Martial, he's another one, just like Timo Werner. I don't believe he can have another season like the season that he had before.
Yeah.
I don't think he can.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Martial's 25. How is he a kid? He's a fucking kid to me, bruv. You know them ones there.
Yeah, don't forget it was the year before. Do you know what I mean? So his season the year before, he was cutting up trees. So I feel like,
bro, he's our top scorer the season before.
Yeah, exactly. So, and
all of a sudden he's shit. It's out of the blue. That's what happens in football.
Yeah, that's what happens in football. Exactly. But I feel like with him, since he's come in, again, no one knows why, but obviously he's played in, so it seems like he's just chopping and changing in it constantly. Is he playing wide? Is he playing through the middle? He's obviously gone through 3 different managers: Van Gaal, Mourinho, Oli. I just feel like for him, just that he needs just clarity in it. I feel like in his head, like, all right, you're playing in this position for the season, even if it means him only playing half of the season, half the games, and just clarity in it. You're playing this many games approximately, and you're playing in this formation, and this is where you're going to be playing in, and from there he can mold his game to best suit. Because at the moment, sometimes he's probably thinking, do I need to become more of a wide player because that's where my future looks like it is, or am I playing through the middle where I may want to play? Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's the reason why sometimes players come out in the press and people say it's unprofessional, but certain players come out publicly and even just say, yeah, I want to play through the middle, but the manager don't want me to, so I'll play somewhere else. That's it's not even like a dig, but it's a silent way of just speaking to the world, like, this is what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? Bare players do that. Do you know what I mean? Every year that happens to players coming out and saying where they want to play. I can't remember who done that a couple of months ago. think it was a United player. But either way, like that is what I just think. Marcy play him and Sancho, and obviously you may as well just say Rashford because we know he's going to be playing week in, week out. That's going to have to be the setup because there's no way Rashford's not playing 100% of the games he's fit.
But no, you're right. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because like the Martial thing, the reason why I've put this comment up is because like I'm looking at it, yeah, and I understand what man are saying, but then I don't understand it. Do you know what I mean? Because yeah, Martial's been here 6 years, but for most of the seasons in that 6 years, he's been one of our best players, bro. Like he literally has. Like Martial's had more good seasons than bad seasons for Man United, and people are onto him for what reason? For what reason? He's 25 years old. He's he's a year younger than Shaw. He's been at the club for less time than Shaw, and he's given us more than him. Why do you not have the patience with Martial? Martial has shown you several times that he has top ability as a footballer. Martial, his highlight reel, is probably one of the most impressive at the club currently. There's quality in there. The consistency is not always there, but in Martial's defense of consistency, one, he hasn't consistently played in a specific position. Two, he hasn't consistently started for us either, because under Van Gaal, he played up front, top scored us. And then Jose came in, Jose stuck him on the right, on the left. He was mashing work. Jose stuck him on the right, bought Alexis Sanchez, then dropped him. And then with Oli as well, he hasn't always been in favor. I think Oli's first season, he didn't play up front. First season, he was playing Rashford up front and Martial on the left when he was playing Martial. And then the second season, Martial has been given the license to play up front only last season throughout.
Because Oli's not going to... The thing is, his best shout was playing under Van Gaal, I would think, because the way managers like Mourinho, or now it looks like the way Oli likes it as well, is players who do more defensively as well. And
but this is the same reason why Grealish don't play for England, because Oli is shades of Southgate.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, on the ball, Martial gives us more than most players in this team, bro. His link-up play and his ball retention and the way he holds the ball is as good as anyone in the team.
I'm not sure how many defensive qualities Bruno brings to the team either, but Bruno probably, when he loses the ball, he harries and runs back to get it. Do you know what I mean? That's probably the difference. But
but that is the difference. But that's why I say, you see the people with Martial, they don't have the same patience for him that they have for other players, and this is my problem. Martial, of all the players we have, do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's literally shown us his qualities. 17 goal involvements in 30 games. That's better than 1 in 2. So that means he's contributing like literally every other game, and that was a bad season.
That's a
poor season for him, but nobody's talking about that, my bro. And that's not including the penalties he's won either.
Yeah, in fact, he probably won the highest amount. I wouldn't be surprised.
He did. Yeah. So it's one of them ones where, like, bro, these men, like, they're not consistent with their expectations of footballers. You can't be patient. You can't give Shaw 7 years, but then Martial's had one bad season, season, which isn't really a bad season. It's just a bad season in terms of goals scored, but actually his link play and general play was good. One bad season, all of a sudden, get rid of him. I'm tired of him. The guy was our top scorer the season before. This is what I mean, like, with the recency bias, bro. In football, it's like, to a lot of these football fans, you're only as good as your last football match.
Yeah. And that's why Luke Shaw's a great example, because not only did he get 7 years, he didn't get 7 years like a Smalling had 7 years. He had 7 years in the sense he was actually poor for like most of that 7 years. Like he actually cost United countless goals for at least 3 of those years. Do you know what I mean? But now, obviously, he's come up good. But that's, like I said, it's 6 years later, 7 years later. So give Martial time. I've always had a confidence in Martial. Do you know what I mean? I've strangely got more confidence in him than players who have been at the club for only 18 months, 12 months. Do you know what I mean? So I've always believed that he can do it. It's all about just giving him the right run, giving him a run of games in the right mold. Like don't play him for only 15 minutes here and there. Don't play him just in the League Cup, which is what I fear is going to happen because of Cavani and because of the way.
And also the team don't really play to his strengths because we don't transition the ball through midfield well. Do you know what I mean? So like when this guy says Rashford's more inconsistent than Tony, you're not wrong. He's way more inconsistent than Tony. The one thing about Martial is if he doesn't score, you know that his link play is going to be good, his touch is going to be good, and his dribbling going past players is going to be good.
Rashford is that he don't. Players like Rashford and Dan James, they rely on their pace to when they're running.
Also, Rashford consistently kind of puts up numbers that mask his performances, whereas
he does,
whereas Martial don't have the numbers to hide behind not bad performances but subpar performances. But not only that, Martial is the kind of player that can get man of the match against Man City without scoring.
Yeah,
like Rashford can't get a man of the match without scoring. Bruno can't get a man of the match without scoring because they're not them kind of footballers. So when you're judging footballers and comparing footballers, you have to compare them on their skill set. Martial can play a blinder without scoring. Yeah. Literally, that is a skill that not many players have. And that tells you the kind of players, that shows you that his game is more than goals. And that's it. But man want him out. Man think that Martial's the problem when Phil Jones is still at the club.
Somehow. Oh, that's mad. That is mad that he's still there. Crazy. I don't think
anyone wants James is still at the club, but man want Martial out. Man have got players like McTom, but man want Martial out.
That Dan James won't get any criticism for now from Man United fans because of how well he played in the Euros. Do you know what I mean? So the Euro factor will keep him at the club for longer. But you're right 100%. I feel like that's one of the biggest problems with not just with Man United. It's the same thing happens at every club, innit? Obviously, we're hearing it louder from our own club, but the biggest problem is that you need to identify who your best players are and then work to fit those best players. And every club does it. The clubs that have done it well have had incredible success. Do you know what I mean? And you notice some of the players when you take some of those best players out that didn't have the team and the formation built around them, you realize that team is not even as good as you thought it was. Do you know what I mean? Because they made it look so good. With Man United, we don't play to our strengths or our best players. So we don't. And that's one of the biggest problems. You know, Paul Pogba, we don't know how long he's going to be here for. Do you know what I mean? If he's already kicked his last game ball for Man United. But if he does play for United next season, in fact, I don't even know why I'm saying it. I was gonna say we could play to the strengths of our best players like Paul Pogba, but we obviously know that's not going to happen. So we've been calling for that for a long time. But with that, I just think this is a key point for a lot of young. It's not even just youngsters, just players who's been on the fringe for their team over the last 2 years, especially the last year, to maybe go out on loan. And United should put 2 or 3 of those men on loan ASAP, and then hear from their coaches that go on loan, that they go on loan to, and find out if they're any good to play long term for Man United. And that's as simple as that, man. As simple as that.
100%, bro. So, like, it is what it is, man. Like you said, like the style of play isn't conducive to the strengths of a lot of our players. So it's gonna be funny, innit? It's gonna be funny to see what happens, and that's why I don't think, I don't think people understand, that United just literally throwing loads of players on the pitch and it just working out. It's not a thought. It's not a thought that should be crossing your mind, because football doesn't work like that. And I made the analogy about the cake, and it's the same, whether it's a cake or whether it's a meal, bro. Just because you got organic ingredients, it doesn't mean the food's gonna taste nice, bro. That meal will always be as good as the person preparing it, innit? Doesn't matter what ingredients you use. And the thing is, Ollie's got all the ingredients, but he's a shit cook. And that's just what it is. So I genuinely can't, like, I can't see him surpassing the players the managers in front of him, because in terms of squads is close. And even if we do have a better squad man for man than Liverpool, I don't think our squad's better balanced. And I think that the deficit in terms of management will be closed. The lack of ability will be made up for.
Well, let me tell you now,
the synergy and the balance.
If we had 6 of our best 11 players out injured like Liverpool did, we wouldn't have finished 4th.
Of course not. I said this. I don't think we'd finish in the top 8. Yeah, if we had, if we had to play McTominay and let's say McTominay and Matic centre back, because they were playing 2 midfielders at centre back.
Yeah.
They played Henderson and Fabinho at centre back at one point.
Yeah.
Like, bro, if we had to play McTominay and Matic,
play Brandon Williams as well, because Trent was out for a bit as well.
Bro, we would be done, bro. Honestly, man would be complaining about everything, and we would have got smoked. Honestly, we'd have got smoked. So, man, have to keep it all the way 100. Liverpool are not gonna, and they only finished 5 points behind us. Don't get it twisted. So,
he's mad.
Like,
that's why I said it would be mad if there was 5 more games in a season.
How many points did Liverpool finish on, guys? Last season, because next season they're getting at least 15 more points. At least, that's 5 wins. Because them losses that they got at home, they're not getting them again next season. I think they lost something like 5 on a bounce or something stupid like that. I think everyone beat them at their place except for us, if I remember correctly.
When they actually had a record where they didn't lose for 2 years in Anfield. As soon as they lost the first game, I think they lost 5 of their next 6 games or something crazy.
See, they got 69. I reckon they're getting at least 85 points this season.
What, Man United only got how many
they lost 6 games at home, blood. Well, yeah. I'm telling you, next season, maybe they'll lose 1.
Especially with the fans back.
With the fans back. I don't see Liverpool getting less than 85 points next season. You know that? Because them 6 home losses, bro, in a row. Let's cancel 5 of those out. That's the 15 points.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, I expect them to get at least 85. So that's just what it is, bro. So Man United need to get at least 85 points, I think, next season to finish above Liverpool. I'd say the 86 that Jose finished on. We need to
if we're getting 85 plus, then we should be in the title race all season. Should be.
If we don't get at least the 86,
you can win the league with 85 points, but it's unlikely.
No, it's unlikely. Liverpool and City are going to do the Mazzoline, bro, because when Jack Grealish goes Man City, it's a mad thing. It's an absolute Mazzoline, bro. But we have to at least get the 86 points that Jose's got. Have to at least get that or better it.
That's mad.
Because if we don't, we're not going to be involved in anything, you know.
That's the highest we got for almost a decade now. Oh my days.
Yeah. You know, like that. Trust me. So yeah, they're doing their thing, bro. Like, don't underestimate the Klopp effect. Don't underestimate it.
And same with Tuchel. The Chelsea effect as well is going to be big.
Listen,
as well.
I already said whoever finishes above Chelsea win the league. I already said it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, innit? Now that's the thing. Like, Ollie and United are going up against now 3 world-class managers. Do you know what I mean? Like, a year ago, Lampard was in there. Do you know what I mean? And it's Chelsea proved, for anyone who didn't know already in the Champions League, proved that on their day, and you know what? Not even on their day, to be honest. They are in the title race already. They'll be in the title race, and they should be there or thereabouts. And if they end up winning the league next season, no one should be shocked. Do you know what I mean? No one should be shocked. Not just a Liverpool City thing, and it's definitely not a City Liverpool United thing. Do you know what I mean? So Man United need to just be careful, otherwise could easily end up 4th. But if we do well, then we can win the title. We can win it.
Bro, I said yesterday, Akeem, I said, why are Man United, why are Man United not being talked about as title favorites? We should be. With the squad we have, we should be talked about as title favorites, and if not favorites, strong favorites, bro. Like strong favorites, bro. Like we should be, and that tells you everything. The reason why we're not is because of who the manager is. If we had Zidane as manager, man would be saying, "Yeah, Man United win the league." We'll be favorites. All the pundits favorites.
Yeah,
because they man love a Luke Shaw. They love a Harry Maguire. We got Varane as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Pogba's still there. Bruno's there. There's ballers. Martial, Greenwood, Rashford, Cavani. Bro, they tried to put Cavani in team of the season and that. You know, like that. Bro, listen. Come on, bro. We should be title favorites. Why are we not title favorites, bro?
Yeah, if we keep hold of Pogba, we literally have on our starting 11, we should have one of the strongest starting 11s in the league.
Today on ESPN, they're asking if Tuchel was United manager, would they be favourites? The answer is yes. If Pep was manager, they would be favourites, and so would Klopp. Yeah. Even if Ancelotti's not in the Prem anymore, but if he was, we'll be favourites.
Yeah, because that's the missing piece. That's the missing thing.
Even if we had a Rafa Benitez, people might give us half a chance, an outside chance. But we're not even, bro. No one's talking about us as title contenders, and I don't see why, bro. It's disrespectful. It is. Yeah. When you look at man's team, you're not even really giving man a chance, like.
Yeah.
Why not? But then you still think Ollie's the right man for the job. It doesn't make sense. You're blatantly writing man off because of the manager. But he's still the right man. That doesn't make sense, bro. The math ain't mathing right now, blood. It's like if we got a wavy team, why am I not getting gas for us to win this league, bro? Something's wrong.
Boy, I think people are more living in hope than logic, innit? So it's more people want Man United to win the league, but then they don't believe that it's possible, really. Do you know what I mean? Because of maybe the manager. Do you know what I mean? Ollie has a lot to prove. The problem is obviously with a new contract, it comes with, I feel, less pressure. That's the problem with giving a new contract out now, because now there's less pressure. That he now knows he's probably been backed and probably been given a new expectation of, you know, now we can probably wait. They'll probably say, you know, this is your 3-year plan. This is what you need to achieve. Whereas with no new contract, every manager, and there's managers who's publicly even said it, when it gets closer to every month that gets closer to your expiration of your contract running out, you do start asking questions in your head, like, am I doing a good enough job? The pressure starts mounting without anyone even saying nothing. And that kind of new contract is like a new vote of confidence that maybe was a little bit too early. It didn't need to be given now. Wait until October or November. If we're top of the league, then okay, cool. But it's too late now.
This is what my man said. Ollie didn't have no suitors. We never needed to give him a contract extension then, or a new contract, should I say. It was never needed, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So, some joke thing, bro. It's actually a joke thing. The whole thing's mad, innit? All I'm saying is, like, I don't know how to approach this season, innit? Because it's like, I should be mad optimistic, innit? Like, on paper, like, genuinely, I'm excited in terms of, like, this is the most I've liked a Manchester United squad in terms of, like, the personnel, the ability, all these things in a long time. A long time, probably since 2008. Like I said, since Cristiano left, when man had, because Tevez was my favorite player in that team. When man had Tevez, Rooney, Ronaldo, like Carrick, Scholes, and that was, to me, that was Wonderland, innit? That was Dreamland. That was, since then, this is the most I've liked a team. I'm seeing Jadon, bruv. I'm seeing Martial. I'm seeing Pogba. Now Varane's here as well. Like, man, I've got a Greenwood as well and a Cavani and that. Do you know what I'm saying? Bro, man's excited, bro. Like, I'm excited in terms of the personnel. In terms of, in my head, I can see the football we should be playing with these players. Donny van der Beek. Like, do you know what I mean? In my head, I can see the triangles and the shapes that man are supposed to be bopping team. But I know that it's just not going to happen.
Get ready for 1-0s, man. And
bro, I just know the football's not going to look like that. You know what I mean? I know that the football's not going to look how it's meant to look, though. Do you know what I'm saying? So It's just what I know. The football's not gonna look how it's meant to look, bro.
It just reminded me of the mad games when we scraped them penalty wins after the whistle blew and that. No, winning games after the whistles. How you gonna win games with whistles blown in that? Bro,
we're gonna be back in the mud, bro. I just feel like it's gonna be like that, and I should be excited. Like, I want to see some one-touch, quick transition football. Do you know what I mean? Like, all of these things, even Lingard in there as well can bounce the ball, man. Do you know what I mean? I want to see that. I don't want to see a double pivot. I want to see high possession, high tempo,
and
you know aggression. Moving the ball quickly. Do you know what I'm saying? And pinning teams back in their own half and literally beating them until they into submission, bro. Like, that's how the top teams are supposed to play, innit? And I want to see that. But I know I'm going to see Pogba deeper than McTominay. I know that's what I'm going to see if Pogba stays. That's what I'm going to see.
I feel like if Pogba stays, though, he's probably just going to... He has to have a stipulation in it. Like, listen,
no, he'll just see out his contract and then go to Real Madrid on a free, blood. Let
him go on a free twice. Oh.
Yeah, it's what it is, bruv. They would have got their money's worth out of him in terms of marketing anyway. You know what I mean? So, but we're playing poverty football, blood, and we spent a lot of money on that squad.
If he stays, the only way we're going to keep him is winning Champions League or something, or win the league. And you know what's funny? As well. Just quickly, Bruno. It looks like one of them sort of man as well. If Man United don't win a major trophy in the next 2 years, he's just going to say, you know what? He'll just say, you know what? I'll go somewhere else. He don't look like, because he's not the sort of player who looks like he's going to stay loyal to a club and stay there for the rest of his career.
No. Because he thinks he's better than he is. So he genuinely thinks that he deserves to be winning trophies.
Yeah. So he'll probably be like, I'll just go to Barcelona or Real Madrid. But they
didn't want him the first time. The thing is, the reason why I think he'll stay at Man United is because I think no one else wants him. Like, no one better than us wants him anyway. Like, who better than us is going to want him, bro? Legit, bro. Like, man don't even start for Portugal in the crunch games, bro. Like, no one better than us ain't going to sign him. Like, honestly.
Him and Bernardo stunk out the place in that Euros, man. Both of them were terrible. They were terrible.
Ponging out the place, bruv. Brother, listen. And you see that, obviously I'm not on Twitter, but I bet, it was bare quiet, you know, when he was stinking the place out. I bet no one was talking about it, though.
Yeah. I remember one of the games he came on and he done absolutely nothing still. The funniest part is,
don't work in international football, blood.
There was one point that Ronaldo just put his hands on his hips and just shook his head. No, it was mad joke still.
Bruh, Ronaldo's a madman.
Because he was wasting the ball, innit? And I think it was definitely the knockout game. It was when Portugal was losing, I think, to Belgium. Anyway, mad joke.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. But I'm sure no one was talking about it, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? In the Euros, he looks tired, bruv. That's it. Man said he got ripped, but bruv, not by Man United fans. You know the ones there, not by Man United fans. Everyone's always queuing up to kick him from other clubs.
Is that actually what they said? They said he was tired. Oh, come on.
But come on. You know them ones. In the Euros, he got exposed for being exactly what I said he was when he first came, and everyone gave me stick for it, bruv. That's what it is. Yeah. Flat track bully, bro. Literally midfield Lukaku, bro. Pam up all the no marks, bro. And then in the big games,
he's the face of Man United for now, boy. He's the man.
In the big games, nothing, bro. Disaster class. Against the small teams, put them in spliffs. You know what I mean? That's what he does. All the small teams get put in the spliff, bro. Either from the penalty spot or from somewhere else.
Yeah, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
The good thing is the level of signings United's got now. Do you know what I'm saying? Varane, Sancho, he's not got the same bums around him where he can just start pointing and shouting at players all day and not let's keep it 100. When he came into Man United, besides Pogba and that, he probably looked around thinking, "Oh, you lot are bums, man. Shut up."
It's true. It's true. Man can't shout at Jaden and them, man.
Bro, look at the confidence, the way man was shouting at people. He just walked through the door. He was shouting at Shaw and Lindelof like they were boys. No,
it's true. It's true. 100%. No, it's nothing but facts, isn't it? So it'd be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens in the season coming. What we got? I think we got like 2 weeks until the season starts. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it would be honestly,
the window closes what end of August, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Ollie said they go back to training on Monday.
Have the rules changed again? They keep changing it every year. I swear the Premier League window now closes at the same time as the European. They've changed it back now. So now, remember before there was a window, there was a gap between.
Yeah. Now they all close at the same time.
Now they all close at the same time, innit? Which is better. Because all that used to happen was there was that 2 week gap where Premier League teams would just would just lose out because they can't do anything. Boy, that's all I'm worried. That's all I'm thinking about more than the start of the season, because Man United need to know who they're gonna have. And our worst thing, the worst thing that could happen is we lose Pogba late in the window, and there's no one to replace him before the window shuts, in it.
100%. And a part of me thinks that Man United don't want to lose him on a free again. You know them, man.
Boys, Man United should look season by season right now, because if we keep hold of him for this season and play him in the right position, we could win the title with everyone that we have in that team. But if we lose him and then we don't replace him, which I can't see United striking three times lucky after Varane and Sancho, I don't know if we're going to find a third big player to replace Pogba within the next three weeks. Yeah, boy, if we don't, then who?
No, but that's why they said they're already talking to Goretzka, bro.
And then I can just imagine Ollie saying at the start of the season, yeah, we've got Andres Pereira, bro. That's what happened.
They'll just keep Jesse in.
They'll just fill the narrative with players that we just keep hold of instead of taking them out on loan, and that's it. That'll be it.
100%. No, I mean, big up Toby for the super chat, and 100%. Bruno's our centre forward for sure. Like the heat map tells you everything you need to know in it, so it gets like that. And my man said, Fab saying United are confident of keeping him. Yeah, confident of keeping him doesn't mean anything, bro. Confident of keeping him, you could be confident of keeping him, bro. But if he says he's not signing a contract, then you can keep him, but then he's leaving on a free. And then it's up to you whether you want to lose him on a free next season or if you want to sell him now and get some money for him. So they can be confident of keeping him, but keeping him and him signing a new contract is two different things. That doesn't say Man United are confident that Paul Pogba is going to sign a new deal. Doesn't say that.
Yeah.
So keeping him doesn't really mean anything, because if you're going to keep a player, that's definitely leaving. Exactly, and you know the contract's going to run out at the end. He's not going to sign it. What's the point of keeping him?
It's not even just the end as well. Man United's got till January. Do you know what I mean? To basically after that,
you can start talking to clubs.
Yeah, if it gets to January and the player has not signed a new contract, you've basically lost him. That's it. If he's any good anyway, and teams want him, you've lost him. That's it. So Man United's got from now till January I think the only thing that could save it is if we're somehow sourcing and top of the league by 5 points. We're killing it. We easily went through in a group stage and Pogba's having the time of his life. Then he might sign. And that's probably what Man United's hoping for, that route.
100%.
That can be our only thing that could happen. Do you know what I mean? But strange things happen. I remember Christian Eriksen with Tottenham, similar situation. Do you know what I mean? It happens. Anything could happen. But for now, just need to keep hold of him, because this period between August and January, Man United need to make sure we're top of the league, or at least 3-4 points off the top by Christmas.
Facts. And man said, I feel like United are willing to risk it all for Pogba. Bro, let me tell you why I don't agree with that. The reason why I don't agree with that is I always say actions speak louder than words. The way Pogba has been used by this football club here to plug holes for the last 5 years, and the fact that Bruno was given the armband ahead of him and all these other things, that doesn't show me that. That doesn't show me that he's valued. That doesn't show me that he's valued at the football club as highly as he should be.
Yeah, but the only thing they care about, the thing is I feel the football club, Man United Football Club, values Pogba highly because of the brand deals and because of Adidas. Yeah,
of course.
But the team don't. The coaches don't. That's ultimately what matters in terms of his value to the. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. Like he's got the value for the club, and everyone. Man United know how much money they're going to probably lose long term from a player of that stature leaving the club. And there's very few of his level, of his stature, that's even around. Do you know what I mean? Like you can replace him with a good player, but you can't replace him with a player with the marketing stature, the amount of money that he's going to bring back into the club. So you got to realize that this is a big move for United to do, to let him go. But he's not. They're not showing it on the field. They're not showing it on a game-to-game basis, and that's why I feel like Pogba has enough clout because of his marketing, because of how much he brings to the club, where he can say, you know what, I do want to play in this position. This is what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? And I maybe he's showing Ollie's a lot of respect and not coming out and calling out where he wants to play.
But I think that's what he's doing. I think he's just being respectful, and he's a respectful and he's a humble kid anyway. So he's gonna be that.
Which is not
he's
what
gonna do that. But he clearly is. He doesn't really speak much. He just gets his head down. But brother, it looks like he's made up his mind already. That's what it looks like. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, that they rate him from the commercial standpoint, but his footballing ability gets disrespected on a week-to-week basis at the football club, bro. And I think he knows that. From his standing in the national team, like he should be the main person, at the football club, and he's not. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And ultimately, that's the reason why he should leave. That's why he should leave. There's no way Bruno should be higher up in the pecking order than him, wearing the captain's armband and everything playing through him when he's not even a fraction of the footballer. Doesn't make sense. It's actually disrespectful. It is disrespectful.
And Bruno, they tried to force the narrative.
Bro, a guy that's never won anything in football, Yeah. Pogba shelled it in Italy. Bruno went to Italy and flopped and ended up back in Portugal, Yeah. And Pogba went and bodied Italy, won everything there was to win, but bar a Champions League. I think he played a Champions League final there as well and lost, but he did everything he needed to do in Italy, and now he's come to England. He's done his thing here. People are trying to discredit what he's actually done at the football club, but he's done a lot. He's won trophies. He's won a World Cup in that time, and he's playing second string to someone who hasn't done anything in the game.
Yeah,
it's actually crazy, bro.
Yeah,
it's actually crazy. He should literally be. It should be the middle. The team should be built around him, and it's not. So, with that, he needs to leave, and it looks like he's trying to leave respectfully, innit? So, I hear that. Do you know what I'm saying? But me, I wouldn't. I wouldn't leave respectfully. I leave by any means, blood.
I'll take that offer as well.
Yeah, 25 million euros is decent. Yo, blood, run with that.
I know. Man United would rate him higher than that, than 25.
Nah, but 25 million is quality. Get rid.
Them clubs like Besiktas and Fenerbahce, they love scooping up the players who's on the fringe in Premier League.
Let's do it, mate. Let's do it. I'll be rubbing my hands like Michael Owen, bruv. I'm telling you, blood. Listen, get out of here. 25 M's. Where do I sign? Where do I sign, bruv? No, I'm saying, bro. Come on, bruv. Man said he wouldn't go to Fenerbahce, reject them. Nah, bro, get him out of here.
Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he go?
So continue to line up without being adrift from a loan agreement. Bruv, that'd be interesting, Yeah, man. That's mad, bro. No, he needs to leave, bruv. He needs to leave, bruv. Get Pereira out of here, man. 25 million is good money. Do you know what I mean? Take him.
But then
100%.
But then the thing is, he's how old is he?
Andreas must be the same age as I think he's the same age as Martial. I think he's 25. Yeah, same 25. Age as Tony. Yeah. And I said Arsenal could have him, bro, to replace Odegaard, blood, if you man want him. Profit-wise, was he free as a youth player? No, I think Andreas. I think we might have bought him for like a small fee, blood. I don't. When he was younger, I think we might have got him for like peanuts. But I don't think he was free. I could be wrong, but I think we paid for him, but he was cheap. But either way, we're making that money back, bruv. 25 million euros for Andreas Pereira is an absolute steal, bruv. Bro, honestly, I'm shredding the receipt.
Especially after he just scored. This is the perfect time to do it when people are probably looking at him thinking,
bruv, while he's in the headlines, get rid of him, blood. So yeah, we bought Andreas. That's it. While he's in the headlines, ship man's Clark, bruv. Manchester City are now in direct contact with Aston Villa for Grealish. Not going to take long. Decision to be made in the next few days. There you go, bruv. A man said, yeah, by the weekend, Grealish should be a Man City player as well. I told you, man. You get me? Man's got sources, blood. Man's got sources, you know. Respect the kid, bruv.
Ketchup and mayo.
Me. By the weekend. What did Fabrizio say? Just put the tweet in here before we wrap up. Let me see it. What is it? What is this Fabrizio tweet? What's he said? Oh, Fabrizio tweeted that. Oh, so that's what he's saying. That tweet there. Okay. Nah, bruv. Me and Grizz ain't got the same sources, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I said earlier, I think I said earlier in the week, or it might have been last week. I said, yeah, that the Grealish thing is, yeah, you get me. And yeah, it's on lock, bro. So yeah, bruv, Jack, that's it. That's the title. Unless, well, actually, Haaland to Chelsea makes it a peak thing again.
Yeah, that makes our moves a little bit.
Bruv, it makes our moves borderline insignificant. I'm not gonna lie. Borderline, you know the one. Borderline.
Yeah. That's because both of them two squads were already stronger before, so that's the reason. So yeah, we need to come correct again with someone else. But I feel like
we need 2 more signings now. Man need to sign a right back and a DM. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I said it on Monday. Yeah, we need a right back and a DM and Leon Bailey to Aston Villa. You know what I mean? I think Leicester were interested in him as well, but I think he's going Villa. What's this? Talks ongoing between Chelsea and Sevilla. Kunde, personal terms. They were saying that Zuma might be Thingy want Zuma, innit? Another Premier League team have bid for him, I think. I can't remember what team that is now. I don't know if it's West Ham or something. I don't know. But yeah, man saying Jack to City, that's a treble. Yeah, that's a mad thing. Can't even lie, bro. But it's West Ham that have apparently they're bidding for Zuma. But I tell you what, yeah.
Boy, I'm still gonna be surprised. They still got Gabriel Jesus up top now with no one else.
Bro, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't matter.
I still feel they're gonna have a couple of frustrating games with that situation still.
But maybe I'm being optimistic. Maybe I'm being optimistic. Man. He's another creator, man, Jack Grealish. He's another person to pick the locks. Do you know what I mean? They never needed another person. They had enough. But now they got another player to pick the stubborn locks here. I just feel like City are going to be irresistible until Ivan Drago turns up, blood, in King's Road. I'm telling you.
Listen, Bernardo. They got Bernardo, Mahrez, Foden, Grealish, all coming, and Kevin De Bruyne. And De Bruyne. Them 5. Stupid.
Mad thing.
Stupid.
I'm saying, absolute mad thing. Big up everyone inside. Love for tuning into the show. Make sure you follow Akeem on the socials, bro. Like, what are you telling me, man? You got anything coming up?
Bro, I was supposed to be doing some content yesterday, yeah. Which was supposed to be out next week, but I bust my foot. I actually bust my foot. I'm just recovering. I bust my foot at the flipping in flipping on what day was it? Sunday or something. So it's recovering my foot. It was swollen and that, but it's back to
what I'm saying, bro.
It's recovering still. It's recovering. 2 more days, it should be back to normal. But yeah, man. Besides that, just same old. What are you saying? What are you saying?
Just here, innit? Just here. Big up everyone inside. You already know what it is. Make sure you follow the Twitch. It's important. You know the ones there. Get man up to 10K on Twitch. Make sure you follow me. Announcement coming this weekend. What's the date? The 29th. The announcement should be coming this weekend about the new season and that. So you man look out for the video. And yeah, man. Back this evening for Red Talk with the gang. You already know what it is, people. So yeah, man. Just make sure you follow Akeem. Make sure you follow me on Twitch. Make sure you subscribe here if you're not a subscriber already. And yeah, man. Tonight we go again. Red Talk.